Hustler Turf's the brand lawn care pros have turned to for 6.5 decades. HustlerTurf.com. So here we go. Our best for last. So far, it's not done yet. We're waiting for DK Metcalf to go to the Chiefs, Packers, or remain in Seattle. He could go somewhere else. But Alex is going to set him up. Let's give out grades so far. They're almost final grades for free agency.
All right, what offseason grade do you give the Las Vegas Raiders?
I would give them an A. Chandler Jones upgrades their pass rush, big in the NFL, and Davante Adams upgrades their receiving corps. And they lost Casey Hayward, but if you look around the league and where it's moving, pass rushes and weapons are the key. Major upgrades in both.
What offseason grade do you give the Green Bay Packers?
A D, because they lost Zadarius Smith, who's now a Viking. He rushes the passer, and they lost Davante Adams and have no elite skill perimeter players in a league where that's increasingly important.
What offseason grade do you give the Cleveland Browns?
I would give it a B. It's still way too noisy. Deshaun Watson could be suspended for 10 games. You also lost Austin Hooper, Jarvis Landry. So there's some losses here. You're more dynamic at quarterback. I don't dispute that. But your quarterback in that division probably doesn't play until November or late October, so I can't give it an A.
And that's a big deal. What offseason grade do you give the Denver Broncos?
I think that's the highest grade, not just because of Russell Wilson, A+, but Randy Gregory and DJ Jones are unbelievably impactful defensive pieces. They basically traded for Russell Wilson and didn't have to give any of their elite pieces up. That's unbelievable. It's just draft picks and Noah Fant, who the Broncos weren't in love with because they like their backup tight end. So it's very rare when you can do massive upgrades and not give up pieces. They give up draft picks, and frankly, with this roster, there's not a lot of draft picks that could come in and start.
What offseason grade do you give the Dallas Cowboys?
They did not study for the test. It's a D. Their offensive line lost 2 starters, their receiving corps lost 2 starters, and they lost Randy Gregory. Now, they bring in Dante Fowler, but he's much more blockable than Randy Gregory, and they were forced to make this move because of Ezekiel Elliott, who remains the highest-paid running back in the league. You will pay the price if you have the highest-paid quarterback or running back or wide receiver. There is eventually a price to pay. Dallas paid it.
What offseason grade do you give the Miami Dolphins?
B+. I do like the upgrade at wide receiver with Tyreek Hill and Cedric Wilson and the running back and O-line upgrades. But Tyreek Hill's the highest-paid non-quarterback in the league, and you gave up 5 picks for it, 3 of them good picks. So you gave up a ton. It's not like you got it without it. You got to pay him a lot. You gave up a lot of draft capital, and this is still a team that has holes to fill. Cedric Wilson now is a little underrated. Now Tyreek Hill's getting all the attention. Cedric Wilson's a really dynamic number 3 receiver. That's a really big pickup, too. Armstead, the left tackle, I like, but he has hurt a lot. So they're going to be a much more dynamic offense, but they paid the price in draft capital and money.
What offseason grade do you give the Pittsburgh Steelers?
A-. Trubisky is an upgrade. He's not elite, but you're not paying him anything. You also went out and got Levi Mitchell, a good corner, and Mason Cole and Miles Jack. So, I like it. I in the end, I like what you did. You upgraded your O-line, not outside of Miles Jack, not spectacular upgrades, but upgrades.
What offseason grade do you give the Cincinnati Bengals?
An A, even higher than the Steelers. Hayden Hurst, kind of a steal at tight end. Lyle Collins, great right tackle. Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Burrow sacked 70 times. He will not get sacked 70 times. He will not get sacked 50 times with this O-line.
What offseason grade do you give the Seattle Seahawks?
They did get Noah Fant and a linebacker from the Chargers I like, but an F. This is, they're not. You just can't move Russell Wilson and get 2 firsts. You got to do better. And 2 starters who are not Pro Bowl starters. They're just starters. That is the worst roster easily in that division.
What offseason grade do you give the Kansas City Chiefs?
Kind of incomplete. I want to see if they get DK Metcalf. For the record, they did bring in Juju Smith-Schuster and Justin Reed. They have not been terribly active in free agency. They lost Honey Badger, big loss. Tyreek Hill, huge loss.
What offseason grade do you give the Buffalo Bills?
B, Von Miller's nice, but they overpaid for him. It's fine. Listen, he's going to be great in big games when you lead late. So that's an upgrade.
What offseason grade do you give the LA Rams?
Right now, B-. You did lose Darius Williams, a really good number 2 corner, and Robert Woods. For your run game's a great pass blocker, but I think Allen Robinson is an upgrade at receiver.
Offseason grade for the LA Chargers?
A, got a tight end, got Khalil Mack, got an elite corner. Liked all of it. Good stuff. Way to go, Chargers. We're out of time. Speak for Yourself is around the corner. Good show today. TJ Hushman's out in the house. It's The Herd. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.